So I am standing in an adorable little tasting room at Elixir Incorporated. I'm here with the owner, Andrea Loreto. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So we are going to be talking about a really, to me, it's a very unique drink because it's been actually the part that you make it with has been around in different drinks for a long time.
Yeah.
So let's start right in with, first of all, what is it that it is made with?
Well, the base flavor is given by this bark here. This is called Cinchona, actually, hence the name, because Calisaya is part of the botanical name of Cinchona bark,
Okay.
so it's Cinchona Calisaya. And it's a bark that was discovered in Peru in 1600 by a Jesuit priest, actually, in a mission. And he was told by the local people that would cure fever.
Oh.
And so he had this great idea 2 years later to bring it to Rome, in the pharmacy in Rome, and they've been using it since as a cure for malaria.
So how did it go from being a cure for malaria and bark form? What was the process that made it into
Actually,
a drink?
it's a very interesting story because it was I would say by chance in the sense that this bark is really bitter and you cannot really chew it and swallow it because
Yeah.
I mean you can, but it's not pleasant. And so people started mixing it as much as they could in order to be able to make it palatable to eat it. So that they mixed it with water, with wine, with sugar, with different kinds of spirits, with honey. And that way they created things that were originally medicinal concoction. They were sort of syrups, and then but they also realized that they were good. I mean, that they were alcoholic.
They'll heal you and make you feel much better too.
Exactly. So they would cure you and they would make you as well feel better. So and so that's basically how the culture and how most of the of liqueurs, and especially Italian amaros, were born.
But this one, I mean, you have some examples, first of all, of throughout the decades, different types of this, but what makes those and this one that you make different?
Well, I would say, there are several differences, but and each of them has got its own characteristic of this one. This one, for instance, is made by the Italian army. This is made by a pharmacy of a doctor. This is a best-selling liqueur. It's made by a large corporation, by Martini Rossi. This is made in Florence, and this is made in Florence. This by monks, and this by a pharmacy, and and each of them are different twists on the same idea. I mean, on the same liqueur that it used to be a medicinal concoction.
So the bark is in all of them, but that's pretty much where it ends.
Yes, exactly. And so I started with tinkering with my recipe 3 years before I actually released it, and I started, as I usually do, from an old recipe that I found in an out-of-print book. And so basically, they have the same, let's say, background, but each of those has had its own way of developing. And
so what is it that, when you use the bark, what is it that you add to it?
Well, in my liqueur there is also some bitter orange extracts that gives a citrusy scent, and so makes it way more palatable. Then I would say that it's more approachable because it's not as bitter as the original Italian.
Yours
one.
tastes more like the fun and less like the medicine.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you said, but that's it. And also it's you see also the ingredients that I use are very clean. I mean, I start with organic alcohol from corn, so that is GMO free and gluten free. Then there is also some the sugar is from cane sugar, so it's extremely clean and again GMO free and so on. And it's sweetened also with some organic agave syrup.
Yeah.
Then the water itself, it's amazing because it comes from the Mackenzie River. That is
right here in Eugene.
Exactly.
So, right.
The water from the city is the best of the country. And then the other ingredients are just bark, spices, and flour. No coloring whatsoever. Instead, if you see, most of those are actually black.
Yes, they are very dark.
Because there is caramel and also some of them, like this one, are amazingly good, but it's a sort of a acquired taste.
Yeah.
This is
but
instead
the one
way
you make
more
is
approachable.
stunning. This amber color,
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
And actually, it's not the coloring. I mean, the color is given by the infusion
The bark
of the
itself.
bark itself. So.
And then is it distilled?
No, it's not. It's actually infused.
Infused.
So basically, what I do, I start making a giant tea with water and alcohol. So there is this hydroalcoholic solution, and I add bags full, canvas bags full of ingredients. So of cinchona bark and other flowers and spices. That there are several, and I would love to tell you which one they are, but then I'd have to kill you.
Okay,
so,
well,
so I won't.
I'm just going to take a taste instead. Now, how would people enjoy this? What would they do with it?
Of course, you can drink it as you do. I mean, straight, or the Italian way. You can drink it with in a hot toddy, for instance. You mix the same part of Calisaya and hot water, or you can make caffè corretto. So basically, you add it to an espresso, and it actually works very well also in. And this is a very American thing, because in Italy, no one really mixes this stuff with other into a cocktail. But here, it works very well with, for instance, any type of brown spirit. So 2 parts, let's say, of bourbon or cognac or rye, and 1 part of Calisaya. It's extremely good. You just add a zest of orange and a cube of ice, and it's an amazing drink. You can make a Negroni, is substituting Campari with substituting Calisaya and Campari. And so 1 part Calisaya, 1 part gin, 1 part sweet vermouth, and it's really, really nice because it's softer and more round. And
I have to say that what I like about it is it isn't just one flavor. It's a lot of different flavors, and that takes an art. That's a skill.
Yeah, actually, yes. I'm glad you said that, but it's true. I agree. And basically, that's the way that I build liqueurs. So I start with an idea, or like in this case, with an old recipe that is based on one single flavor, one single ingredient, one single bark in this case, and then I start adding to it other elements, so flowers and different kind of sweetening and different kind of
and you adjust it
till
it's perfect for you.
I adjust, yes. And actually it's a long process because you see each step has to be tested over time. So I mean to get to this final recipe took me roughly 3 years. I mean from the original recipe that I find on this book to what we have here now. And but now it's done. I mean, it's really
now it's done. Well, listen, this is delicious. It's fun. It's right here in local in our area, which we all find great delight in that. So for more information, we invite you to go to gardentime.tv. We can click you over to the website, and you can come down and taste some of this great stuff, and then buy a bottle for yourself. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming visiting me. That's great.